Nick, you mentioned acquisition costs when you were mentioning the TV campaigns earlier, and you said it was about £10 a head, and that was a reasonable cost.
Yeah.
But with kind of quite low average basket values, when you're talking about greeting cards, kind of £3 or £6 in your basket, didn't you find
how does that work?
Yeah, how does that work?
Okay. Well, what you do is you look at the spending pattern of your customers, and you look at the lifetime. We always measure the lifetime, the first year spend, second year spend, third year spend, and then the other thing that we measured was the referral rate. So that if we acquired a customer directly for £10, what we knew was that customer was then probably going to acquire another customer within 12 months. And so we were modelling those two things. We were modelling how much they were going to spend in the future, plus how many customers they were going to recruit. I had this unbelievably multi-level spreadsheet that did this modelling of it, but it was surprisingly accurate. I mean, we were projecting forward over 12 months, and plus or minus 5%. And we would say, if we spend this much money on advertising in January, that will result in this many customers. Those customers will then recruit a further X customers, and the whole thing went through layers and layers of referrals and those other things. But the financial modelling side is for a business with a lot of customers, financial modelling is very, very valuable. And from that we worked out that it was worth our while. But this then led into a spreadsheet that said, if we buy a customer for £10 here, the net effect after 1 year is this. And that was, initially it was fine because we got our money back straight away, pretty much, from the TV, because they would come in, buy a card, and they come and buy another card, and then they would bring a friend in to buy a card, and so it was fine. When it was paying for itself in a month, it was fine. As TV gets more expensive over time, because if you take a room of 100 people and no one's ever heard of you, and you tell them your story, you'll get quite a lot of converts. If you come back again and tell them the same story again, it gets progressively harder to get new converts from the same 100 people. And that's what happens with television, that you advertise to the entire population, and eventually everyone's heard the story, and they decide either they're going to buy from you or they're not going to buy from you, so you start getting an increased cost of customer acquisition. And that's when what happens then, your payback time goes out from 1 month to 3 months to 4 months, 6 months, 12 months, and then you have to start running some complex calculations to work out how long a payback time can we afford. Can we afford 12 months? Yeah. So that's how we do it.
Hello. With the emergence of social media, how did it and how does it affect your marketing and interaction with customers?
Everybody asks this question, and I'm embarrassed to say that I really don't understand social media at all. And I feel like a dinosaur of the internet age, like the first generation of the internet age. There's a whole lot of other stuff that crept up afterwards, like Facebook and Groupon. I don't understand that one either. In fact, I've not met anyone who understands Groupon, apart from the people who bought its shares. But we don't do Twitter. We don't really do. We follow it. I mean, we have people who look to see if people are talking about us, because if anything good or bad is coming on about Moonbig. Facebook we are looking at in terms of applications. Facebook's an interesting one. Facebook's probably got more potential than Twitter. Yeah, because it's got more potential to link. People tend to do it on a computer rather than a device. Though you also got to be careful with Facebook. Somehow you think there is all behind Facebook, behind the smiling face of Mark Zuckerberg, is another man behind the counter with a cat. I will conquer the world. And so I always think, they're going to do something that means that they're just going to suddenly reach into our database and grab all of our customers, take them off us. We are working on something with that, but Twitter, just don't get it at all. I'm on Twitter. I went on Twitter because I was following a friend, and to follow a friend I had to join Twitter, so I joined Twitter, and then about a day later I had 2 people following me. I thought I hadn't said anything yet. And then someone else came in. It's really, really weird. It's like they're looking at me. It's just weird. I still haven't said anything. It's been a year. They must be waiting at home thinking, it's not said anything yet.
You mentioned word of mouth was really important to you. Did you do anything clever to encourage word of mouth?
No, we tried all sorts of clever word of mouth tactics and going viral. And the funny thing, people say, we should do a viral video. What they don't realise is that apart from the John West Salmon viral and the Volkswagen Polo viral, there are very, very few. For every viral that we all know, there are thousands and thousands of virals that have been made at a cost of £15,000 a piece that just never took off. And that's the whole thing about viral. Most of them they never catch on, never get critical mass. We tried all sorts of stuff. We tried offering incentives for people, the refer a friend thing. And what we discovered is that when we asked people to refer a friend, they didn't. When we didn't ask them, they did. And I mean, people pass it on because they liked it. And we realised that actually the best way of getting people to pass it on is just make a good product.